What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. We definitely had a losing day yesterday. We had a lot of opposite correlation, and I do want to get into that and what that means. But again, I want to preface this. I try to talk about this every day, guys. We're not going to win every day, okay? Losing is completely normal. That's part of the process. This is sports betting. If we could go up 2 units every day, like 2 units Monday, 2 units Tuesday, 2 units Wednesday, Thursday, I would do it. But normally how it looks on a profitable month or whatever is that maybe Monday we go down 2 units, and then Tuesday we go up 6 units, and then Wednesday we go down 5 units, and then Thursday we go up 10 units, and then Friday, you know what I mean? So it's a lot more up and down, up and down, up and down, and you're not going to win every day. Losing is part of the program here. I try to be as transparent as possible. When we do have losing days like this, again, all I can do is show you guys the losses, explain to you guys why the losses happen, and it's really clear cut why the losses happen, and it's really part of our strategy, right? It's almost like we lost, but it is part of our strategy still, right? It's almost like I talk about this quite a lot because the 2024 Eagles, I liked that team. And the reason why, if you remember, is because Saquon Barkley ran the ball a lot, Jalen Hurts ran the ball a lot, and they did the tush push. They had really good O-line. They had a solid defense. They had, good receivers, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, but they really won the games by running the ball, and they ended up winning the championship that game versus the Chiefs. The 2024 Eagles did, and they lost some games, guys. Like, the Eagles had losing days. They had losing games. I'm sure if you saw the Eagles after they lost, they probably were a little bit, sad or whatever. And it was because the losses that they had, the team stopped their strategy that ended up winning the Super Bowl for them, okay? And again, this is like that, right? We have a strategy that works long-term, correlation, and if you ever hear me say correlation or green or red together, guys, I've said this hundreds of times on this channel. And if you look here, right, these things go red together, so they miss together. These things red together, they miss together. And then right here, Leo Messi and Rodrigo DePaul, these things actually hit together, okay? And then yesterday's play of the day, it actually goes red as well, and they miss together, right? And it's a very simple reason why. Senegal does not have very much possession, okay? France versus Iraq, if we look at this game, France had 56% possession in this game, right? And in full transparency, I was wrong about this game. This was a weird one, honestly, because if you would have asked me before this game, France versus Iraq, I would have thought France possessed the ball 75% of this game easily. I mean, easily, okay? So we're going to keep that in the back of our mind because France has now played Iraq and hasn't had that much possession, honestly. And they also played Senegal in the first game and didn't have that much possession either, okay? So once France starts playing better teams, we're going to keep that in the back of our mind that France isn't really a possession-based team. And this is something that I really didn't think about. I didn't have that in the back of my mind. For example, one thing I did have in the back of my mind going into the World Cup is that Brazil is not a possession-based team, and we've bet a lot on Brazil unders, and they've been doing very well for us. Brazil plays a lot of long balls, so they don't really pass in the back. What they do is they get the ball to their midfielder, and they'll have these long passes all the way up to, like in the air, up to Rafinha and Vinicius Jr., and they try to let them run into space and try to just beat them in a track race. Now, if you watch Spain or like Portugal or something like that, they are very possession-based, and you're going to see them just lull the people to sleep with like hundreds and hundreds of passes, okay? Now, that is why the Iraq guys go over, because they had a good amount of possession. Like, they had 44% possession in this game. They almost had the same amount of passes as France did. Now, if we look at Jordan, Algeria, I'll be honest, again, made the wrong call here, which is going to happen sometimes, guys. I'm not going to be, I'm not from the future, right? I can't make the call. I can't make the right call every single time. All I can hope to do is make the right call most of the time. And I'll explain why these calls matter later in the video. But Algeria 75% possession in this game, Jordan 25% possession in this game. And again, if you would have asked me, I would have thought that Jordan would have had about 40% possession in this game. They only have 25% possession, which is very surprising. And if you look, we took the Jordan guys to go over, and they miss, and they go under together. Again, why did they go under? Because they only had 25% possession. So there's absolutely no way that they would have went over if they only have 25% possession. Now, I personally think this was a extremely good call still, because if you look, they had 25% possession. This guy still had 28 passes. This guy still had 30 passes. So even with like the lowest number possible of possession, like this is like as bad as it gets possession wise, they still honestly got kind of close to hitting. So I think the overs were good. If they would have had like 35% possession even, they probably would have went over together. Now, Leo Messi, I talked about this at length the past couple of days. I posted on Instagram, posted it everywhere, right? I posted this on my winnable, my free winnable, and I told you guys to take him under 45.5. He even bumped down to 41.5, and he was still takeable there. And we did end up taking him under, and he gets 40 pass attempts, right? And I told you guys, the game he got a hat trick the first game. He had 37 pass attempts, right? Amazing game he played there. He played another insane game, gets 2 goals. It's crazy, right? It's one of those moments where you're like, I can't believe I'm alive in the same moment that Leo Messi is, and I'm able to watch him actually play, actually score 5 goals in 2 games. It's crazy, right? But again, he's amazing, right? He's literally, I think, the greatest player to ever play soccer. But he's not getting 45.5 passes, guys. He's a striker, okay, on this team. He's a striker on this team. 45.5 is way too high for him. And we're going to get into that as we get into the play today. And there's a similar situation with the England guy. And if we took it last week, so you might kind of have your mind flowing a little bit here. But again, you have to understand these things miss together. And we want things to hit or miss together, right? We want things to go under, or over together. Now, this was the pick that I gave out a couple of videos ago. Logan O'Hope, Leo Messi, Rodrigo De Paul. And Logan Hope does miss by 0.5, okay? So very close entry. I will say, I told some of you, like, if you're taking this video or if you're watching the video after 3 p.m., to take the most solid discount instead of Logan O'Hope, because Logan O'Hope's first pitch was at 3:05. That's when the game started. So maybe some of you guys did take the most solid discount here and you guys cashed a 3-man, but of course I'm not going to count that, whatever. This one was a very close one too. Again, I kind of doubled down on Leo and Rodrigo De Paul multiple times, and I'm going to actually be doing some doubling down today in today's video with this check game as we get into it, okay? So again, very close. We missed this one here, but overall we did not have a winning day, and that's completely fine, all right? As you guys will see, everything is tracked on this video. I try to be as transparent as possible, and let's get into the first pick of the day, which is going to be on BETR, okay? So we do have Harry Kane to go over 3.5 shots attempt. By the way, on PrizePicks, you can get this line right now at 4, and I do like it at 4 right now on PrizePicks. So I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of leans today. I really like this England game, and then I really like the Czech game. And again, double down on some of these games. And then on BETR, we're going to take ONYX with a 1 as the I to go under 25.5 kills in maps 1 through 2. Talk about BETR all the time, guys. June, I made $350 on BETR. July, I'm going to make another 300 plus bucks on BETR. And it's just like clockwork. You're able to just make money on BETR and on Sleeper. And these are the base hits that I talk about every day. You just come on, you take the discounts, and you don't think about it anymore, right? You can wake up, you can take the discounts. At lunch, take the discounts. That's about when I take it. Just take the discounts and you'll make money, right? If you want to make another $300-$400 a month sports betting, BETR and Sleeper is the way to go. Now, I got a question yesterday. How much is my bankroll on, how much do I bet on every play for BETR and Sleeper? Well, you see right here, $10. The reason why I put $10 is because that's the maximum that you can bet on BETR and Sleeper. So if I wish I could put $50 on this or $100 on this, but I can't because it's a discount. So how these apps work, guys, is, and this is how you need to start thinking sports betting, is that the reason why BETR gives out discounts every day is because they want users to their platform, right? They want people to invest in BETR. And like they want like a Jeff Bezos type of dude that's just like a billionaire to be like, man, y'all have 1 million people every month that bet on BETR or whatever it is. And the reason why BETR has discounts is because they want to get their numbers up. They want to get their user activity up, their monthly active users up, whatever it is. And they want to be able to present this in like board meetings and stuff and be like, look at how big of an app we are. We have millions of people using this app every month. But in reality, what people are coming on and doing is just taking the discounts every day, which is very smart. So we can use BETR kind of trying to get us like get the numbers of their app up, and we can use it against them by taking the discounts every day. Now, BETR has probably done this math and been like, you know what, it's worth it for us to do discounts every day to then get these statistics, to then present it to these board members and stuff like that. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. But you can only play $10 on these picks, which is completely fine because, again, it's $400 a month. Now, if you can only play $1 on these picks, I probably wouldn't do it because then it would only be like, I don't know, $50 a month or something. So it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But again, I still think $400 a month that you can make on BETR and Sleeper, it's worth it, right? If it's not worth it for you, then don't do it. But another thing you can do, guys, is you could take this as like a 4-man or a 5-man or a 6-man and try to get $10 to win $300 or something, right? So if your bankroll is really, really high and you don't want to take $10, or you'd have to take $10, but you could play out of the money type of like massive parlays, right? Now, I only take the 2-mans every day. There's about 2 to 3 discounts every day on BETR and on Sleeper. So BETR you can sign up for and get a free month of my VIP. And then again, you're pretty much putting money into something that's going to generate you money long term, right? It's almost like putting money into like a car or a house or something like that as like a business, and that money is going to then pay you $300 a month on Better and on Sleeper, okay? And if you don't believe me, try it out, man. Like, I'm telling you guys, everyone on these videos, like if I get like 400 views on these videos and everyone goes on to Better and Sleeper every day and makes $300 a month, I mean, that's like collectively, I don't even know how much money a month, but like a good amount of money a month, right? And if you don't believe me, do it. Like, try it out for a month or whatever. Try it out for a couple weeks. Sleeper, you can sign up for, get 2 free months of the VIP. NOVIG, you can get into the VIP for $1, guys. This is an insane discount. Like, every time that I look at this, it's crazy, all right? $1 into the VIP with NOVIG, all right? So if you do not have NOVIG, if your friends, family, whatever does not have NOVIG, then sign up for NOVIG. And I get this question all the time because a lot of you guys are in group chats of sports betting, which is cool. But if your friend gets NOVIG, then you get an extra free month, right? If your friend wants the VIP, he can sign up for NOVIG, whatever it is. Just make sure to use my code, detective, and you'll get $90 off. And again, this is $1 to get a free $10, or $5 to get a free $50. So I would recommend that you do the $5 one just because you get $50 instead of $10. But if you want to just do the $1 to $10, be my guest, okay? So let's get into today's play. Now, a couple of things here, right? You're going to see 2 entries today, which is something you normally do not see. But this right here is a VIP play, okay? In full transparency, a VIP play. And I'm actually doubling down on this Croatia-Panama game. So I sent this pick out last night. I sent both of these guys to go over together. And now I'm going to take the similar things and I'm going to take these guys over together. So I'm actually taking 4 players today on Croatia to go over because I'm super confident that Croatia is going to have a lot of possession in this game versus Panama, okay? Now, England versus Ghana, Jude Bellingham, this right here is my favorite pick of the day. Now, it is at 49.5 right now, and I love it still at 49.5. Amazing pick. We took this last week. It's very similar to Leo Messi and everything like that. What he does is he plays a center attacking mid role for England. And last game, he only gets like 22 pass attempts because he plays an attacking midfielder, okay? An attacking midfielder. And if you saw what I talked about with Messi and Rodrigo de Paul, they play attacking roles in that team. So they are not going to get as many passes, okay? So again, Jude Bellingham plays an attacking role for England, and that is why I love his under, because I think he's not going to get as many passes as he would if he plays a traditional center mid spot or something like that, okay? So that is that. Hopefully that makes sense. Normally on his club, which is Real Madrid, he plays a more centralized location, and because he's playing an attacking role for England, which is what he always does, he is not going to get as many passes, okay? So that is that there. I just also want to show you guys that I'm doubling down on Croatia. If you want to take these guys, be my guest. But the guys I'm taking in the VIP doesn't really matter. It's just that these guys are different, right? It's like I'm taking this guy, this Garvidol guy, and then I'm taking where is he? This guy to go over as well. And this guy actually sometimes plays right here, okay? And then we are taking, in today's pick, we are taking this guy, this Sotol guy, and we're taking him, who is right here, and then we're taking Peter Sucic. Sorry, I'm just going to call him Peter. And we're going to take these guys over together, okay? So we're taking this guy right here, and we're taking this guy right here, and we're taking both these guys to go over together. Very simple reason why, guys. If you watch that Croatia versus England game, which is the first game, Croatia really held in there, right? It was tied at halftime. The possession was pretty 50-50, and this was against England, okay? So the possession was very 50-50 against England, which was a much better team, like much better team than Panama is, okay? So I think Croatia is able to possess the ball much more than they did versus England. And if you look at these guys' lines against England, this guy got 70 passes versus England. And then this guy got, I believe he got around like 44 to 43. Let's just call it 43. He got 43 passes versus England. This guy got 70 versus England. So hopefully you guys are kind of understanding what I'm saying here is that now they're playing Panama, which is a much worse team than England is. So if this guy gets 70 versus England, what do you think he's going to do versus Panama? If this guy gets 43 versus England, what do you think he's going to do versus Panama, okay? So again, I'm betting that Croatia has more possession in this game. And this is the key theory of correlation. We don't need 2 separate things to happen. We don't need some player in the WNBA and then some player in the NBA to do different things, or some player in the NFL and the NBA to do different things. All we need is high possession. If this team has a high possession, let's say 60% plus, then both these guys should go over. If they have a low possession, then both these guys will probably go under. And again, if we talk about some of the losses we had yesterday, it is because The reason why we lost is because we made some of the wrong calls, right? I thought these guys were going to have a little bit higher possession. They end up having lower possession. These guys, same thing. I thought they would have higher possession. They have lower possession. Same thing here. Thought these guys would have lower possession. They have higher possession against France. Again, some of these calls were pretty like it makes sense, right? I thought Iraq would have much lower possession versus France, but France, that's not how it ended up, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys too thought that France would have more possession, much more possession than Iraq would, okay? So that is that. We need high possession from Croatia. And again, based on their performance versus England and some of these past teams, I talked about this last week versus England even in a video that I made, where it's like Croatia is a solid team, right? They have a lot of older players, but these guys know how to play. And these guys are, veteran players, right? Modric actually, I think, was like 40 or 41, but still an insanely good player, won the Ballon d'Or, which is pretty much the MVP. And then we do have Jaron Duran to go under 9.5 hitter fantasy score. So I've not taken an under hitter fantasy score in quite a while, but hopefully you guys will understand why I'm taking him under 9.5. And it's a simple reason is this line is way too high, okay? So normally we're taking guys over 3 or over 3.5 or over 5. And his line is at 9.5. Which makes no sense, okay? Now, the only reason why this would make sense is because he does do well against the Rockies, and the Rockies are not a very good team defensively. But at the end of the day, guys, 9.5 is way too high, man. If you look at a lot of these games that he has, his line is 4.5, 5, 5.5, 5. And then, yeah, against the Rockies, the last game, they did set his line at 9.5, but he only gets 2, okay? So we have a game where he plays the Rockies, he only gets 2. It was 2-3, so it wasn't some crazy high-scoring game. And 9.5 is just way too high, all right? I think this guy's line should be about 7 or even 6.5. So 9.5, way too high, and really good under right here in hitter fantasy score. So this is, I believe, a 5X. So this is going to be the play of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys know where to find me. My number is everywhere on the screen. You guys can sign up for Kalshi. Get 2 months free of the VIP in the month of June. NOVIG, BETR, Sleeper, Bovada, Underdog Fantasy, ONYX odds. Any of these apps, guys, you can text me. You can get a month to 2 months free of the VIP. Again, this is going to be $10 or less of a deposit. So with NOVIG, it's $1. With Kalshi, it's $10. So with $10 or less, you can get in the VIP for a month or two. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.